Okay, question number one. Anushka Panda. Question number one. State the principle of conservation of energy. Anushka, can you hear me? Anushka, are you there?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sir, what was the question? Can you repeat?
State the principle of conservation of energy.
Sir, according to the principle of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It only changes from one form to the other.
And the total amount of energy in the universe always remains constant.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next question is for Yash. What is the condition under which the mechanical energy is conserved?
Sir,
Me-
under friction, where
Sorry?
there is vacuum. Sir, under friction, where there is vacuum.
I really doubt this. Under which condition mechanical energy is conserved? देखते हैं यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है. If there is only an interchange between potential and kinetic energy, the total mechanical energy remains constant. Means the energy changes from potential energy to kinetic energy and from kinetic to potential. There is no other energy changes involved like frictional forces. No other frictional forces are involved. Then that means if there are no frictional forces, energy cannot convert into heat energy. The total kinetic energy will get converted into potential energy and potential can get converted into kinetic. That means the total mechanical energy will remain conserved or will remain constant. Right? So this is the answer. If there is only interchange between the potential energy and the kinetic energy, the total mechanical energy, that is the sum of kinetic and potential energy, remains constant. ठीक है? That is K plus U is constant when there are no frictional forces. तो ये हो गया तेरा सेकंड का आंसर. Siddhi, name two examples in which the mechanical energy of a system remains constant.
A freely falling body and a simple pendulum.
Very good. Freely falling body, the energy gets converted from potential energy to kinetic energy. Simple pendulum, there is a continuous conversion of energy from potential to kinetic to potential. So the total mechanical energy in both these systems remain constant, but only assumption which we have made is, what is the only assumption which we have made?
That there is no friction.
There are no frictional forces due to air. The freely falling body is not experiencing any frictional force due to air. Neither the pendulum is experiencing any frictional forces due to the air around it. Okay, next question is for Achal. Achal, pendulum oscillate कर रहा है on either side of its rest position. Explain the energy changes that takes place in oscillating pendulum and how does the mechanical energy remain constant in it. Draw the necessary diagram. Diagram मैं बनाता हूँ तेरे लिए, ठीक है? Suppose ये एक rigid support है जिससे मैंने एक बॉब को हैंग किया है विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ स्ट्रिंग. यू नो पेंडुलम तुमने पढ़ा है क्लास 9th. This string has a specific nature. It is massless and inelastic string. It is a massless and inelastic string. ठीक है, ये इसको बोलते हैं बॉब, पेंडुलम का बॉब. Now this bob of the pendulum will swing along its or about its mean position like this. This is position A, position B, and position C. Position B is the mean position or the rest position, Achal. ठीक है? Tell me, how will you show the energy changes in this case?
Sir, when speed comes towards B, the potential energy changes into kinetic energy.
You are right. When the pendulum,
Because
wait,
speed
wait.
is at a high.
Yes, I will draw the mean level. Mean level मतलब ground level. ठीक है? ये mean level से C की height को हम लोग दिखाएंगे H. And on the other side, other extreme position, also the height will be H. मतलब both the extremes पे the height is H. ठीक है? At the mean position the height is 0. H is equal to 0. ठीक है? Now I will ask you few questions, Aanchal. You have to answer me according to the questions. Okay? Question number 1 is कि जो पेंडुलम है उसको मैंने B से A पे लेके गया. B से A पे मैं लेके गया उसको और A पे मैंने उसको पकड़ के रखा है. नाउ A पे उसकी हाइट है ग्राउंड से H. तो एट पॉइंट A, what will be the potential energy? The mass of the bob is m. ठीक है? एट पॉइंट A पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कितनी होगी?
और हमें mgh निकालना पड़ेगा
हाँ, mgh ही होगी. इट विल बी mgh. मास ऑफ द पेंडुलम
क्योंकि
बॉब इज
kinetic energy zero है.
एग्जैक्टली. पॉइंट ए पे मैंने उसको सिर्फ होल्ड करके रखा है. इट इज नॉट इन मोशन बट इट इज एट द हाइएस्ट पॉइंट और इट इज एट द एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट. एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट पे मैंने उसको स्टेशनरी रखा है. एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट ग्राउंड से h हाइट पे है तो उसके पास पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होगी विच विल बी mgh. यहाँ पे वो रेस्ट पे है इसलिए वेलोसिटी जीरो होगी और इसलिए काइनेटिक एनर्जी भी जीरो होगी. ठीक है? नाउ this pendulum is allowed to oscillate मतलब allowed to fall. तो it will fall, it will start oscillating and it will pass through point B. ठीक है? It will pass through point B. Prince, can you please help me? Prince, what will be the potential energy at point B? पॉइंट बी पे हाइट तो जीरो है.
यस सर.
सो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कितनी होगी?
जीरो होगी सर.
वेरी गुड.
हाइट जीरो.
सो वेयर डिड दिस एनर्जी गो? इसके पास जो एनर्जी थी mgh वो क्या कहाँ गई अब?
काइनेटिक एनर्जी.
Very good. It got converted into kinetic energy. So at point B, the whole potential energy at point A got converted into kinetic energy and it became mgh. ठीक है? So there is a very distinct energy change which we can see from potential to kinetic. Now at point B, will the pendulum stop for a moment or it will continue to oscillate?
It will continue.
Very good.
It is
नियति,
in motion.
very good. नियति पॉइंट बी पे पेंडुलम रुकेगा नहीं. इट विल कंटिन्यू टू मूव. इट विल गो टू द अदर एक्सट्रीम. इट विल ट्रैवल टूवर्ड्स पॉइंट सी. पॉइंट सी पे रीच करेगा. पॉइंट सी पे उसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कितनी होगी? वेरी गुड, mgh. नाउ सी पॉइंट बी पे पोटेंशियल एनर्जी जीरो थी. वहां से वो पॉइंट सी पे जा रहा है जिसकी हाइट h है, जस्ट लाइक द पॉइंट ए. सो उसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी अब गेन हो गई एंड हियर इट स्टॉप्स मोमेंटरीली. It stops for a moment. Can you tell me the kinetic energy for at point C?
Zero.
So the whole kinetic energy at point B got converted into potential energy, and now it is not left with any kinetic energy. Very good. So these are the energy changes. Okay. Now I want Yash. Are you there?
Yes sir.
I want you to tell me what is the total energy at any point. At any point, at any instance. At any instance. किसी एक आर्बिट्री टाइम पे टोटल एनर्जी कितनी होगी?
Yes.
mgh. If you add it over here, the sum of potential and kinetic energy or total mechanical energy is mgh, here mgh, here mgh, so total energy will be mgh. This shows that in this movement of pendulum the total energy remains conserved, the total energy remains mgh, right? So total mechanical energy in this motion of pendulum is conserved. This complies with the law of conservation of energy. ठीक है, तो ये पूरा 7th क्वेश्चन का एक्सप्लेनेशन मैंने दिया और मैंने वीडियो में भी एक्सप्लेन किया. ठीक है, नाइन्थ क्वेश्चन भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है जिसका आंसर दिया हुआ है. आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू आस्क फॉर माई क्यूरियोसिटी दैट वेदर यू नो हाउ मच यू नो. ओके, सो दिस इज द पाथ ऑफ ऑसिलेशन ऑफ द पेंडुलम. ये पाथ पे पेंडुलम ऑसिलेट कर रहा है. कृषभ, I will just consider a random point over here, point D. Okay, at this point D, what all energies, I'm not concerned with how much, I just want what all energies does the pendulum's bob possess at point D, which is between A and B. Yeah.
Potential energy decreases and the kinetic energy increases.
So it possesses, you mean to say it possesses both the energies, potential and kinetic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it possesses both the energies. Here the potential energy is little less than the maximum value and kinetic energy is also little less than the maximum value or little more than 0. So at point D, which is between the mean position and extreme position, the pendulum bob possesses both the energies at once, little kinetic and little potential. But Krishabh, what will be the total energy at point D? How much will be the total energy at point D? Look at this and then answer me.
Sir, mgh.
Yes, the total energy at any point, not A, B, C, D, any point throughout the motion of pendulum remains mgh. The sum of total kinetic and total potential energy always remains mgh, and that is the beauty of law of conservation of energy, that the total mechanical energy always remains constant or conserved throughout the motion. अब ये पेंडुलम की बात की मैंने, फ्रीली फॉलिंग बॉडी के लिए भी सेम चीज एप्लीकेबल, सेम थिंग इज एप्लीकेबल. इफ यू drop a body down or if you throw a body up, same thing is applicable in both the cases. Okay, so these are the theory questions. Now we'll do some numericals. Okay, I'm interested in the 4th one because that's the interesting one. Akshata, the diagram given below shows a ski jump. A skier weighing 60 kgf stands at point A at the top of the ski jump. Can you please tell me the height of point A above the ground level? 75 meter. The weight of the skier is 60 kgf. If the weight is 60 kgf, can you please tell me the mass? Akshata. Always remember 1 kg is equal to 1 kgf. So mass is 60 kg. The value of g is also given in the question, 10 meter per second square. Okay, he moves from A and takes off for his jump at B. ठीक है, A से वो आगे बढ़ता है नीचे की तरफ. So what is happening? जितनी potential energy A पे उसके पास stored थी वो सारी की सारी अब kinetic energy में कन्वर्ट हो रही है एज ही इज मूविंग डाउन, एंड इवेंचुअली he takes a leap from point B, which is at a height of 15 meter from the ground. So there must be some change in energies from point A to point B. Okay, let's see what kind of question they are asking. Calculate the change in gravitational potential energy of the sphere between A and B. Akshata, can you please tell me the gravitational potential energy will be more at point A or more at point B? Point A, it will be higher. We have to calculate the change, that is the difference. So I will find it with the formula UA minus UB. Can you please tell me the formula UA minus UB? UA, what is UA?
Height 1 and height 2 is the initial and final.
Yes, so we can write it like this, na, MGHA minus MGHB, and we can take out mg common and write HA minus HB. Please सब लोग नोट कर लेना. Mass, what is the mass of the sphere? 60 kg, right? I just wrote it initially because I knew it would be useful. And what is the acceleration due to gravity? 10, right? Multiplied by, what is the difference between the heights HA and HB? 75 minus 15. Okay, so this will be 60 times 10 times 60. Can you tell me the final answer? Akshata? I think it will be 36,000, na? 3 zeros. 36,000 joules. That is 3.6 times 10 to the power 4 joule. Same thing. So that is the answer of the first one, right? Change in gravitational potential energy of between point A and B. Okay, next I want help from Amreen. Amreen, can you hear me? Please on your cam.
Yes, sir.
On your cam, please. Point B or answer B. If 75% of energy in part A में जो energy थी वो कितनी थी? 36,000. ठीक है, that is the difference in energy between point A and point B. If 75% of this energy becomes kinetic energy at B, now remember what they are asking is 75% of energy in part A, not point A. Part A is this first answer, मतलब 36,000. ठीक है, becomes kinetic energy at B. How can I express this, Amory, in a statement? 75% of 36,000 is equal to क्या लिखूं?
Kinetic energy at B.
Very good, kinetic energy at B. ठीक है, so kinetic energy at B is equal to 75 upon 100 times 36,000. 20 cut. Can you please tell me the answer, Amarine, fast? 75 times 360.
Sir, 27,000.
Are you sure? 27,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. If you are sure, I trust your word and I write it as 27,000 joule. अब क्या हो गया देखो, जितनी एनर्जी उसके पास थी पॉइंट ए पे या पार्ट ए में जो हमने कैलकुलेट की, उसका 75% उसके पास बचा पॉइंट बी पे. ठीक है, सो रिमेनिंग एनर्जी कहाँ गई? द रिमेनिंग एनर्जी वॉज लॉस्ट इन फ्रिक्शन, बिकॉज वो पॉइंट ए से बी पे स्लाइड होते हुए आया, फ्रिक्शन भी हुआ होगा, तो वो लॉस हो गई एनर्जी. अब इतनी एनर्जी उसके पास बची है. नाउ दिस इज काइनेटिक एनर्जी. विद दिस काइनेटिक एनर्जी ही इज actually jumping. So what speed he is jumping with from point B, or what speed he is arriving at B with. ठीक है, at point B what is the speed of the skier. तो kinetic energy का formula लगा देंगे. Kinetic energy of the skier at point B is equal to half mv square. So 27,000 is equal to half times mass, which is 60, times v square, which we don't know. प्लीज कैलकुलेट करो इसको, v स्क्वायर मतलब v की वैल्यू निकालो. 27,000 टाइम्स 2 बाई 60 इज इक्वल टू v स्क्वायर. 0 0 कट, 2 3s are 6, 3 9s are 27, so v square is equal to 900. So v is equal to root of 900, which is 30 meter per second. Means the velocity at point B is 30 meter per second. स्कीयर जब जंप करेगा B से तो उसकी वेलोसिटी होगी 30 मीटर पर सेकेंड. So good question. So these questions which I am attempting for you, they are generally asked to me as doubts after the homework. तो मैं तुम्हारे डाउट होमवर्क देने से पहले ही क्लियर कर रहा हूँ, इसको नोट कर लो. यू माइट बी नीडिंग हेल्प इन दीज क्वेश्चन लेटर ऑन. ये तो फिर भी सिंपल था क्वेश्चन. 5th 6th आर लिटिल ट्रिकी. मे बी 6th one is easy, but yeah, they both have percentage. In fact all of them have some percentage application. तो ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है.
So can you do the
Yeah, I will do 5th and 6th both. Okay, the next question is question number 5. A hydroelectric power station takes its water from a lake whose level is at a height of 50 meter above the turbine. ठीक है, so height of the lake is 50 meter above the turbine. Assuming an overall efficiency of 40%, efficiency is equal to 40%. अभी efficiency क्या है वो बताता हूँ मैं तुम्हें. Calculate the mass of water which must flow through the turbine each second to produce a power output of 1 megawatt. Power output is equal to 1 megawatt. I would like to convert this megawatt into watt. Now I think 1 megawatt is 10 raised to 6 watt. ये तुमने 9th में पढ़ा था. सफिक्सेस सॉरी प्रीफिक्सेस जब पढ़े थे तुमने, एक तो था डेका, हेक्टो, किलो, मेगा, गीगा, टेरा, पेटा, एक्सा, योटा, ज्योटा, समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है, दिस मच आई रिमेंबर. Kilo was 10 raised to 3, mega was 10 raised to 6, giga was 10 raised to 9, tera was 10 raised to 12. Do you remember this table from class 9 chapter number 1 physics? यहाँ पे मेगा का तुम्हें प्रीफिक्स का वैल्यू मिल जाएगा which is 10 raised to 6. 1 megawatt is 10 raised to 6 watts. This is the power output. And why we are writing in watt? Because आगे हमें वही यूनिट काम आएगा. ठीक है, सो दिस इज from the previous knowledge which I am writing. You should all have this knowledge. If you don't, then problem हो सकता है. ठीक है. So power output is 1 megawatt or 10 raised to 6 watt. Okay, so power output is given and G का value is also given 10 meter per second square. Now let me tell you the formula for efficiency. Efficiency का जो symbol है ना वो ये है ईटा. N जैसा दिखता है बट उसका जो टेल है वो थोड़ा लंबा है. ईटा बोलते हैं इसको. ग्रीक लेटर है ईटा या एटा. ठीक है, रिमेंबर दैट. सो एफिशिएंसी परसेंटेज इज इक्वल टू आउटपुट पावर अपॉन इनपुट पावर टाइम्स 100. आउटपुट पावर अपॉन इनपुट पावर टाइम्स 100. ये एक फॉर्मूला है जो तुम्हें काम आएगा यहाँ पे. एंड दिस फॉर्मूला इज नॉट बीन टॉट इन दिस चैप्टर. So this is efficiency is generally from the third chapter which is machines, but यहाँ पे इसका application है इसलिए मैंने ये बताया तुमको. Now efficiency is how much? It is 40%. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे मैं लिखूँगा 40 is equal to output power which is 10 raised to 6 upon input power which we don't know. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे 40% नहीं लिखा है, सिर्फ 40 लिखा है क्योंकि यहाँ पे 40% लिखूंगा तो अपॉन 100 हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी मैंने 100 मल्टीप्लाई किया है तो आई विल कीप दिस 100 एज इट इज. ठीक है, सो दिस पावर इनपुट बिकम्स 10 raised to 6 times 100 upon 40. 0 0 कट, 2 2s are 2 5s are और यहाँ पे आएगा 2.5. So power input is 2.5 times 10 to the power 6 watt. This is the input power. ठीक है, इनपुट पावर मिल गया. अब देखो पावर इनपुट क्या होता है. Power is work done upon time taken. Work input upon time. Now power input is 2.5 times 10 to the power 6. Work input is mgh and time is 1 second. You know time को मैंने 1 क्यों लिया है? Because यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में तुम्हें क्लियरली पूछा है how much water or calculate the mass of water which must flow through the turbine each second. Please note that each second का मतलब 1 second. इसके लिए मैंने time 1 ले लिया और work input is mgh. Who is doing the work? Water is doing the work. So how much work is done by the water? It is equal to mgh. Now remember this. 2.5 times 10 to the power 6 is equal to तुम्हारा जो मास है वो नहीं पता है तुमको. जी की वैल्यू है 10 तुम्हें दी है. हाइट तुम्हें दी है क्वेश्चन में विच इज 50. सो यू कैन टेक दैट टू द अदर साइड. सो मास इज इक्वल टू 2.5 टाइम्स 10 टू द पावर 6 अपॉन 500. इसको हम सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे. So this will be 2.5 times 10 to the power 6 upon 5 into 100. 100 को मैं लिख सकता हूँ 10 to the power 2. 2.5 2s are 5 और ये 10 to the power 6 upon 10 to the power 2 हो जाएगा 10 to the power 4 न्यूमरेटर में. न्यूमरेटर में आएगा 10 to the power 4, डिनोमिनेटर में आएगा 2 which is 0.5 because 1 by 2 is 0.5 times 10 to the power 4 kg. That is 5 into 10 raised to 3 kg which is 5000 kg, मतलब पर सेकेंड 5000 kg वाटर फ्लो होना चाहिए वो टरबाइन से, तब जाके इतना पावर जनरेट होगा. सो दिस इज योर फाइनल वर्किंग. प्लीज इसको नोट करो अच्छे से. ये रियली ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन था. इफ यू डोंट नो द मेथड्स, द फॉर्मूले यूज्ड, एफिशिएंसी का फॉर्मूला, देन दिस कैन बी रियली ट्रिकी. मैं तुम्हें एफिशिएंसी के बारे में और भी नॉलेज दे रहा हूँ अभी, उसको थोड़ा समझ लें. आई होप एवरीवन इज नोटेड इट डाउन विथ मी. Okay, now just see few more things. I'll just tell you about this question. Efficiency तुम्हें दिया है 40%. ठीक है, याद रखना किसी भी सिस्टम की एफिशिएंसी 100% नहीं होती, 100 से कम ही होती है. बिकॉज द वर्क यू इनपुट and the work you get as output, or power you give as input and power you get as output, has always some difference among them. तुम जितना वर्क डन करते हो उससे कम ही वर्क डन एज अ आउटपुट तुम्हें मिलता है. सम एनर्जी इज ऑलवेज लॉस्ट, सम एनर्जी इज ऑलवेज डिग्रेडेड. इसका मतलब है द पावर इनपुट विल ऑलवेज बी मोर देन पावर आउटपुट. इसके लिए एफिशिएंसी का फॉर्मूला पावर आउटपुट अपॉन पावर इनपुट इंटू 100 है. मतलब एफिशिएंसी हमेशा परसेंटेज में 100 से कम ही रहती है किसी भी मशीन की, किसी भी सिस्टम की. पॉइंट में निकालोगे एफिशिएंसी तो इट विल बी ऑलवेज लेस देन 1. ठीक है, सो इससे तुम्हें ये फॉर्मूला याद रखना है. एफिशिएंसी का जो फॉर्मूला है दैट इज पावर आउटपुट अपॉन पावर इनपुट इनटू 100. ठीक है, सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज डन. एनीवन एनी डाउट इन एनी स्टेप ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन? किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है? ओके, आर्यन डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? आर्यन तेरे को वो ज्योग्राफी का पीडीएफ भेजा मैंने. ओके, चलो लेट्स गो टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन. द फाइनल क्वेश्चन, question number 6. The bob of simple pendulum is imparted a velocity of 5 meter per second. What do you mean by the word imparted? Imparted का मतलब given. It is given some energy, given some velocity, I'm sorry, 5 meter per second. Okay, when it is at its mean position. So mean position पे उसकी velocity 5 meter per second है. तो we can find the kinetic energy at mean position, which is half mv square. v तो मुझे पता है, मास क्या है. To what maximum vertical height will it rise on reaching at its extreme position if 60% of its energy is lost in overcoming the friction of air? मास तुम्हें दिया ही नहीं. So let the mass of bob of pendulum be m kg. Therefore kinetic energy at mean position is equal to half times m times v square. V is 5 square, that is 25 m by 2 joules. So this is the kinetic energy at mean position. This is the kinetic energy at mean position. अब ये लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं कि ये कितनी हाइट पे जाएगा. वर्टिकल, कितनी मैक्सिमम वर्टिकल हाइट पे जाएगा अगर 60% ऑफ इट्स एनर्जी इज लॉस्ट, 60% ऑफ द एनर्जी विच इज प्रेजेंट एट द मीन पोजिशन, द मीन पोजिशन पे इतनी एनर्जी है उसके पास 25m/2, इसकी 60% लॉस्ट हो जाएगी, 60% ऑफ इट्स एनर्जी विल बी लॉस्ट। ठीक है, सो क्या करना पड़ेगा हमें, वी हैव टू जस्ट कंसिडर 40% ऑफ दिस एनर्जी बिकॉज 60% तो लॉस हो गई। ठीक है, सो since 60% of kinetic energy at mean position is lost, therefore total energy at extreme position is equal to 40% of 25m/2. This much energy, 40% of 25m/2 will be left at the extreme position, which is 40/100 times 25m/2. 40/100 times 25m/2, इसको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे, 0 0 कट, 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10, 5 5s are 25. So how much energy will be left? 5 m joules. अब ये 5 m joules जो एनर्जी है दैट इज लेफ्ट विद द पेंडुलम at the extreme position. 5 m joules of energy is left with the pendulum at the extreme position. At the extreme position it will be at maximum height. हमें पूछा है कि to what maximum vertical height will it rise on reaching the extreme position. Now we know that extreme position पे उसके पास energy कितनी है, 5 m joules. Therefore potential energy at extreme position is equal to mgh, right, which is equal to 5m equals mgh, and we know the value of g. In the question it is given as 10 meter per second square. ठीक है, so potential energy at extreme position is mgh, potential energy at extreme position is 5 m joules, so 5 m is equal to mgh, mm कट हो जाएगा, so 5 is equal to 10 times h, g की वैल्यू 10 है, so 5 divided by 10 is equal to h, so h is equal to 0.5 meters. That means extreme position पे उसकी height above the ground होगी 0.5 meter. So this should be written in a statement. Height of pendulum at extreme position is equal to 0.5 meters. That's it. Okay guys, the chapter is over. Chapter number 2 with final parts, numericals, everything is over. सो अब हमारे फिज़िक्स में 2 चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं. थर्ड पार्ट इसका काफ़ी इजी था, काफ़ी सिंपल छोटा सा पार्ट था. न्यूमेरिकल्स भी इजी थे, कम थे काफ़ी. सो क्वांटिटी वाइज दिस चैप्टर वाज नाइस. First and second chapter I will consider similar. Third is also very interesting chapter which we are going to start very soon. I'll stop the recording. Wait.